welcome to Season 2 of the Delta Racing League World Challenge. My name is Adam Santana, and I will bring you the broadcast tonight. It's our good fortune, but his bad luck to not be racing with Ben Burchett. Ben, welcome to the broadcast.
I've been racing with them for about 3 or 4 years now. And World Challenge has kind of been my nest egg, at least this last year. So our idea was to combine multiple seasons and kind of reward drivers based on continual participation. And yeah.
Well, that's perfect. I think we missed a little bit of the beginning because it was not lighting up, but we have you now. And yeah, we appreciate your hard work. And as I said, unfortunate we're not seeing you on track, but it is my gain at least. And I think also our loyal viewers. Tonight we are bringing the race from Suzuka. Not a personal favorite. It's a very technical track. What are your feelings about it?
I like Suzuka. Actually, I want to say one of my first races with Delta was at Suzuka, and I remember I made a move on Jack pulling into the hairpin at one point. That was pretty suicidal back in the day, and I think that was where I fully, got involved with it. But it is an extremely technical track. Spoon in particular, I feel like I never understand the exit of that corner.
No, it doesn't make any sense. And I think a thing that also makes it tricky is it's a pretty low grip surface in general. But when you throw in so many tough corners, and I mean, you have the daggers, and it's so easy to invalidate at both of those, and that just brings so much more into play as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so as always, our qualifying has already begun, and our AM drivers are out on track, and right now we have Milos Macho and the Aston Martin in P1 at a 2:02.3. I'm not sure what the track condition is like at the moment, but I have a feeling it's maybe not very rubbered in.
It's just now optimum.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It was fast for part of that lap. It's going to be improving as we go on.
Yeah, very good. We'll hop on board with... Oh, man. So many familiar faces and a lot of new faces, which is obviously great to see, but brings in the challenge of pronouncing people's names.
New names.
And this is one that I'm not sure on. Jack Deluge, I'm not sure. I like that livery, though. Great Magnet Racing. And the Porsche is currently 4/10 up on their best time.
4/10 up. I was going to say Giori. Sorry, I don't have the first name on my thing. He's also 4/10 up. So again, we're going to see some times tumble here a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, right now, Mr. Poe's up about 9/10, but not even halfway through the lap yet. So yeah, the track must be really evolving at the moment.
These drivers have 3 minutes and 30 seconds left to get in a lap, so.
Yep, they can go all the way down to, if they cross the line before the 10-minute mark, they can complete that lap. But that is when the pro split is allowed to leave the pits and start their qualifying. Yeah, let's hop on board with Steve Poe. Is now 1.2 up, and that'll be a huge gain in positions.
Steve's been with us, I want to say, as long as I have, maybe a season or two less, but. And his driving has improved so much.
Oh, a little bit too much curb.
Nice save. Nice save,
it is a good
though.
save. Didn't lose, probably around half a second, but better that than a spin.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, Steve was around in the top 5 in the AM split last year in the standings. Maybe I have that incorrect. I maybe should have double checked on that.
I want to say he was second.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
He hasn't taken the championship in AM yet, but we're all thinking he should move to pro based on how good his racecraft has evolved over the last couple of seasons.
Yeah, not a lot of green. We'll hop on with Giannia, who's currently about 2/10 up and going into the hairpin.
I was going to say coming up on some traffic potentially too. May have a good gap though.
Yeah, the car in front is giving a blue flag, but I think is far enough ahead to probably not be affecting them. And our current provisional pole, Masho, is 2/10 up. Now tracking towards 3, and they are hop on board there because they are at the end of the lap. And had a pretty big gain there under braking at the chicane, but dropped back down to about 2/10, and we'll improve by about 1/10.5, and we'll get one more lap. And we'll hop back with Giannia, who
6/10 up.
Yeah. I think maybe a little bit too much curb there on the exit, but still going to get a good gain and should pick up a position. And does.
The third.
Yeah, I was watching the practice session before the race session ticked over, and it seemed like, I think it was like the top 3 all put their laps in right at the end of the session. I think the track was maybe fast. I do know there is a possibility of rain, which always can do some weird things to how the track starts. Looking pretty good right now. Not seeing any very many clouds.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there'll be too much. We usually try and keep the first race of the season dry. I enjoy putting in a little bit of weather randomness just to make sure nobody knows exactly what's going to happen. That way I don't have an advantage going into a race or any other official does. I've been told that I need to back that off a little bit though, so we're kind of doing more of a confirmed, this race will have rain, this race will be dry, and then I do like one that's very mixed conditions where usually there will be rain partway through the race. We don't know when exactly.
Oh, that was some bad luck for Yuri there. It got a little bit blocked into the hairpin, and then the car in front spins going into spin. They were about 8/10 up and losing a lot. They were tracking for provisional pole, but could maybe still pull it out here the last few corners. Almost had a huge. I thought they had collected
That's a big one.
That was the start of a tank slapper, and they saved it, and then it just went around again. So yeah, we are under the 10-minute mark, and our pro drivers are out on track, and Juan Martins is our last AM driver, who is 7/10 up. That would be a huge gain. I believe about 4 positions. Oh, they went to the pits. I wonder if they had invalidated.
They were under. Yeah, they were invalidated.
Okay, I missed that. I believe, Ross Sparrow was our first driver out of the pit, so we'll stay with them. Why don't we do an onboard lap with Ross Sparrow here. So if I'm not mistaken, and I might be, is the race starting in the morning?
I actually haven't checked, which is a shame on me. I've been commuting to work from my parents' house lately, so it's been a lot. I'm very much dependent on my official team, which has been great to actually enable these events to happen, because I haven't been able to do entry lists and mop changes and all those sort of decisions. So
Yeah, none of this happens without a team, and we thank them for sure. So yeah, I think the practice server, I thought it was in the AM, but now I'm second guessing myself. Yeah, Rossborough not taking too many chances here on their first lap. Probably just looking to put in a solid banker.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, Ross is a spectacular driver, like very consistent and methodical, I would say. I used to use him as my litmus test, and he got too fast for me. So I always knew I was doing well if I was keeping up with him, but I'd always make a mistake and then he'd get away from me.
Yeah. Yeah, I hate it when people don't have the decency to just stay at the same level as me and they improve.
I know.
It's really rude. Yeah, I'm not sure where we're tracking on this, but I feel like the provisional pole time right now is at 2:02.2, and in good track conditions, you could expect some of the top drivers to get under 2 minutes, but I'm not sure if we'll be looking at that tonight. We'll definitely probably be in the 2-minute flats, I feel like, at the top. Yeah, 2:01.1, that's and then Jadderball right behind goes 2:09.
Bangers up there too. I feel like a 2:01 flat is at least good for me, but
yeah, I think I've done a couple 59s, but it's like I said, I just don't gel with this kind of circuit that's super flowy, and especially through the S's. If you get one wrong, you just completely kills your rhythm, and
and you just lose a bunch of time.
Yeah.
And of course, the Degners are all really challenging because you have to take a lot of curb and throw it off the track. So keep control.
And then, of course, we haven't even mentioned 130R, you know, the most famous corner from the circuit. I mean, it's full commitment through there. And, yeah, you just have to absolutely send it. And depending on what car you're in, you know, you can take it flat, some have to lift, some a little bit of have a brake just to keep the front down. But I think especially these, at least going to be our top 4 or 5 are just, I think we're barely in the 2-minute flats. I don't know if we'll get to the 59s tonight.
I think the thing that'll keep them from that too is the LFM BOP values that have been added to the cars.
Okay, I did not do my research. I did not realize that was being used. That is good to know.
We've been trying it out. My original concept for World Challenge was to try and hit every track that we could over the course of a year. So having 3 endurances and then 3 6-hour race seasons, basically, and make sure we hit all of the tracks so that nobody's really chasing the balance of performance. Randomize the weather within norms. I've got a sheet that I've put together that says, hey, this race will be at sunrise, this race will be at sunset, this one will have rain, this one won't. That way, again, no advantages on it. But the idea was to create seasons that were balanced around average track speed, so that the Porsche isn't overly powerful at, say, short tracks or something like that, or the Lexus isn't super powerful at really long, high-speed tracks. And then, of course, LFM came out with their own balance of performance shortly before we launched this season, and I was like, oh, well, they did it for me, basically.
Right.
So it made it really nice to just kind of go like, hey, we're seeing a lot of different cars out there now, other than the fact that the top 6 right now, there's 3 McLarens, or excuse me, 5 McLarens.
Yeah, it is tough, and it's not. I do love the use of the custom BOP. I think it really does even things out. Some cars handle it better than others. I think we saw in a series that I raced that the Lamborghini does not necessarily handle the extra weight very well, but cars like the BMW or maybe the McLaren, they don't seem as affected by the added weight. But it certainly brings in less used cars, like the Lexus or the Nissan, the Bentley, just the older cars in general back into play, which is always nice to see because it just gives greater variety.
Absolutely, and that's what we want to see is more variety and not just everybody picking what is fastest in the current meta or something like that.
Yeah, definitely. I remember, back at the end of 1.8, if you weren't in a Honda, you were basically not doing well because it was just so much better than everything else. I think
funny because the Honda was not good before that patch.
No, it was bad. I had a good friend of mine who is people would consider to be an alien, and he was on the forefront of the Honda before it was popular, and then it was like it got so good after a certain point, and he was just in hog heaven. He was already so used to it, and it was that car was something else at the end of 1.8.
Try and see here. I should update, or we should update on this. We've got the top two are up a good almost 2/10. Sparrow also is almost up 2/10. Wojcik is coming in at 4/10 up right now, which would jump him pretty well.
And Carr is almost 4/10 up on their current time right now, so that would be a huge jump. So we'll stay with Wojcik here. And Spangler, well, first off, he commented, and we'll address that in a second, but he's in the pits. I don't know if he had an issue or if he's just okay starting P5 and scrapping it. But he did say put Indy back on the schedule bin.
Yeah, he did. He did want me to do that. The only reason why I removed it was I assumed it was the third least favorite compared to, what was it? Alton Park, which I actually like, maybe not to race at, but it's a fun track, and Snetterton, which apparently everybody in this league hates. So
I
make
personally,
room for the Red Bull ring. That was the one that had to go.
I personally like Snetterton. Don't care for Old and love Indy as someone who lives and is from Indy.
There you go.
But it is kind of a pain to drive on. Yeah, Wojcik is going to pick up 4/10 and go provisional pole, but Carr is... Oh.
He's losing it right now.
He did, but he's back up. Oh, it's going to... I think he's got it.
Wow, that was a good exit. Yep. That was a very good exit.
Yeah. That's going to be just a little over a 10th. Oh, right at a 10th. Well done. We'll hop on with Josh Worley, who is going to improve a little but no positions. I think. I want to say Paves? Still very early in the lap. Well, not very early. Just about into Sector 3, which is the shortest sector, but 8/10 up, so that'll be a very big gain if they can hold on here. Oh, and thank you, Kevin, from Chile. Thank you for tuning in and cheering on Matthias and Juan Pedro, or Juan Pereira.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, he invalidated.
It's a tricky corner.
It is. It is very tricky. Oh man. I think our drivers are going to be a little miffed, and I think people will see why when we go back here to the race scene. It looks like it has rained. The track is green. Wow. That is okay, yeah, it is in the morning, 5 a.m. Perfect.
Nice little sunrise.
Yeah, that'll be another thing our drivers will need to contend with. I don't know the orientation of the track, so I don't know which way the sun is going to rise from. But it will certainly make some corners trickier than others. But yeah, we will do our... Oh, that's too fast. Our pole man, Mr. Carr, very well done. Wojcik is P2. Toth is P3, and the Nissan, that is incredible.
Good to see.
Yeah, you love to see that. And then we have Ross Sparrow in P5, Jadderball P6, P5, I'm sorry, Spangler P7, and I think just from the way they race that, I think wouldn't be surprised to see either of them winning the race.
I could see that as a front row, honestly.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Both of them clearly made mistakes in qualifying at some point, but still got in a good position here.
And Martinez, who I believe is new, followed by Sear, Nico Roscosh, Josh Worley, and one of my favorite liveries, the Dr. Squatch. I do love that one. Monteagudo, oh god.
Oh, that sounds about right. Monteagudo.
I think that's about as close as I can get. Piant after that, followed by Masho, who is our top AM driver. I wish Mr. Carr would decide if he wants to be up or down. It has thrown me off. Followed by Connor, Yuri, Giannia, and I'm not even sure if we are on the right car. Sokolov, yes, now we are on the right car. Lindner, Mr. Poe. Oh, and we're going up and down again. Campbell MP20. Pavez. Oh, we're gonna have to, his livery's not showing. No. I synced. I don't know if it's an issue with him or an issue with me. I think that's an in-game livery, but yeah, it's very funny to see Gran Turismo livery. A different game. Oh, we're flying. Oh no. Back of the grid, I'm going to get you, I promise.
I think if you hit F7, it stops following. I can't remember if it's that.
Yeah, I was already on that. I don't know if it hits it again.
We were at the Nissan Jacques. 25th is Sylvia Ferreira. 26th is Jay Delage.
Yeah, we'll...
27th is the BMW of V. Blake. 28th, starting 28th is the BMW Juan Martins.
Yeah, we will highlight these drivers first on the outlap.
Jay Jantz, sorry I don't know the first name, is starting from 29th, driving the number 93 McLaren. T. Guter is starting from 30th, driving the number 13 McLaren. Juan Paredo is in 31st, driving the number 6 Ferrari. And M. Cook is in 32nd, driving the number 2 AMG.
Very well done, thank you.
The top, I believe it's the top 20 positions are scoring. Wow, I really haven't thought about Delta Racing League in a minute. I believe the top 20 positions all score points. Our championship is combined, so the AM drivers and the pro drivers are all competing for the same points. They just have different distinctions, so AM drivers know where they stack up, but there's no AM drivers can fight pros, pro drivers can fight AMs. Back and forth. We want to sort of keep everybody on the same page.
Yeah, definitely. And if you aren't aware, and Soda Corsa Competizione, at least for the purposes of Delta Racing League, a white number plate in the timing tree denotes the pro split, and the red denotes the AM split. So that is the easiest way to tell. And yeah, but as been said, you're fighting for position, and points are points. So you don't necessarily want to just let a pro driver go if you're an AM driver, but how much do you necessarily want to compromise your race fighting a potentially faster driver? That's just all things that need to be considered.
Yeah, it's an interesting distinction because it just allows drivers to feel out where they are. We did the split qualifying for AM and Pro, I don't know, 2 seasons ago or so, and it worked really well because it stopped really quick drivers from registering as AM because they'd get the quote unquote less rubbered session, right? The first 10 minutes of qualifying rather than the last 10 minutes, while also giving a little more of that competition where you can focus on who am I really competing with, how are those times going.
Yeah, definitely. And it also keeps potentially pressure off of, you know, potentially new drivers who, you know, they might have a Jeff Spangler, Timothy Jedwall behind them, and they maybe panic and think that they need to move or get over or do something that, and I think it probably just keeps people a little bit more comfortable.
Well, here we are, all stacked up, going through the last chicane, getting ready to start Season 2 of Delta Racing League's World Challenge Series. Hoping we have a clean start. I'm also one of the head stewards here, so I get to review all this stuff after the fact. Always feels so long of a hold at this track, too.
I think it's because F1 uses that first line and GT uses the second line.
Yeah.
And we are green. Jinx. Oh, good getaway by car. Not bothered at all. And Toth had a little sniff on the inside. And we're looking really clean so far.
Side by side. You said it out loud. I was going to wait a couple more corners before I said that.
Continuing to be very well behaved.
Penalties are increased in time for the first lap. So if you cause an incident, oh no, Sear looks like he spun. I don't know if there was contact with that.
Oh, really dropping down the field. I will try to get that on the replay.
All the way in the back.
Ah, just a small, just a hit on the fender and just right into the tires. Probably not a lot of damage there. Good rejoin. So close. We're so close.
Looks like Martin's also had an issue at Deckner 1. I don't know what that was. It just looked like it was a solo.
I think it was... Oh, and we didn't go back far enough. There were cars around, but from the look of that, I'm thinking that was maybe too much curb on the inside of the first Deckner. Already has a bit of a healthy 8/10 lead, and Toth got up into P2 at some point during the opening lap. Boy, that would be something to see a Nissan take the win in the first race, but Wojcik is hot on his heels.
Yeah, he is. He was looking there for a second.
Yeah, the gap was exactly 0 for just a minute. Too much other action happening through the field.
We're still pretty tight in a couple spots.
Definitely. We'll hop on this because I think we're going to see...
Side by side to the turn 1. Number 25 backs out of it wisely there. That's Paliant, I believe.
I say it Payan because I that double L makes me think it might be a Hispanic last name. That's how I've been saying it, and I haven't been corrected.
Payan.
Hop back with Wojcik, who was just all over the back of Toth, but the gap from car to Toth is staying stable at 8/10.
This is a pretty tricky track to pass by. Nissan 2 got a recent patch update, so it's got better... I'm trying to remember the term for it. Yep. Oh, we got a spin behind. Oh, and that's Sparrow. He's holding well. Oh, he's going to fall all the way to the back with this.
Wojcik was right on Payan, and Oh, just a small tap in the rear, and I think that might have been Jadu Ball, because they fell down just as far the order.
He's slow and he's pulling off to the side to allow Sparrow to pass.
Yeah, that's very, very sporting of them to do that.
Yeah. We do have a rule where we'll reduce any time penalty by 1 step. So as we do for the first lap, increase the time penalty. If you wait for another driver safely, that's important.
Yep.
We will reduce that penalty back down. So instead of being a 15-second, if this is his fault, it'll go down to a 5-second.
Yeah, which is, I think, a very good way to handle things. It allows people to essentially preemptively apologize, without having to do it through DMs or in chat and just say, hey, I know I messed up.
Yeah.
So yeah, you love to see that type of sportsmanship from Jadu Ball, even though it put them down into P30.
Yeah, but I mean, we've got a long race.
Yep.
We've got Sear up there, Sparrow, and Jadu Ball. I always mix those up. Sear, of course, I say that out loud. He's got to spin into turn 1.
Oh no.
He's gonna have to back up too, so he's gonna follow all the way back down the order. I think we just need to stop talking about Sear.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna stop preemptively doing that.
Yeah, and right now we're on board with Sean Connor, who is all over the back of Pion.
Pion's a little wide there.
Yeah.
This new Porsche is a lot more stable in that section of the track, though.
Yeah, as someone who could not drive the previous Porsche to save their life, the one race I did in that car, it was an endurance race, and I spun on my...
Yeah.
And I did one stint.
Tricky.
I did one stint, and I said, "I'm done. I'm done with this."
Yep. I'm a Porsche main driver because I just like the paint. So we had something go off in front, poorly, and little wheel action.
We'll hop there, so we can still
Side
watch
by
the cars
side.
behind. Shot and frame, to answer your question, there is no pit window, but there is a mandatory pit stop with a tire change, and I believe refueling is not allowed.
It's optional.
It is optional.
It's optional. Most people will take
Yep.
fuel
Because
that's
it makes
weight.
sense. Yep. So yeah, we will see most everyone pit around the halfway mark. Obviously, people find position might over undercut, but yeah. For the most part, we'll see everyone pitting from the 35 to the 25-minute mark.
Yeah, usually you want to try and go a little longer. I'm usually terrible with getting my in-laps done correctly.
They are
Porsche on Porsche fight.
Yeah, and
Sorry, I need to watch your stream.
our fight for the lead is currently 7/10 from P1 to P3.
Good race.
Yeah.
Almost 10 minutes into it, nobody's really pulled away. Bangler has the fastest lap currently. Good 2/10. Really hard to let him. I can really see this front pack actually. It's highly entertaining racing.
Yeah. A very good group of drivers. We would, of course, prefer to have Jadu Ball and Sparrow up there as well, because that would just make it even spicier. I think we're going to drop back around to Steve Polk. Is this group of cars? They are... I mean, there's 6 cars. They're so close. Oh, my goodness. I think we need the Helicam. Oh! Oh, you hate to see that. I didn't get a good look at that, but I feel like that was just close, hard racing. But I'm sure you guys will have a really good look at that in the stewards room.
We will. I think that was Poe turning in just a little too early. It's really hard to judge. Again, I made the joke earlier that Spoon is the corner with 1,000 entrances and 1,000 exits. I think Poe just turned in a little sooner. BMW front engine and mid-engine Ferrari is it's just challenging to sometimes you can't always take the line you want to take, and it's tough to know, especially with drivers that may be newer to the league, exactly how to race them.
Garrity sends. Oh, with the curbs. Oh, that wasn't Garrity sending it. That was. Oh, I didn't have the name. No, I won't. It was a Ferrari. I don't know if it was Sokolov. I don't want to put undue blame on anyone.
It was Connor. I thought it had a yellow stripe on the back. Something like that. It may have been Sokolov.
It was not Connor. It was Sokolov, and yeah, that was. Yeah. They just hit that inside curb, and they just got shot out, and that's. Oh man, the front fight is now turning into a 5-way fight.
Yeah. We did a season where we did inverted grids once, and it was fun, but not again. Just a lot of work after the race.
Well, almost essentially had one of those last season at Zolder when it started raining at like exactly the 11 minutes left in the qualifying session. The whole pro had to qualify in the rain. And that race was an incredible race. But
yeah, it was a little chaotic. I think that was the one where I had weather fully random for that one. So that's the challenge there.
Oh, Wojcik had a huge exit lined up there, and Spangler's going to slip through because Wojcik got a little bit blocked by Toth.
I thought Wojcik lost the rear a little bit there.
I think he was turning in to try and get that really good exit, and Toth kind of parked it on the apex there, and Spangler does slip through into P3.
To be fair, the Nissan will not go through the corners nearly the same as
no. No.
Spangler's definitely moving forward. Still has that fastest lap. And battle. It looks like it's that.
Yeah.
Mashko?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Masco. But yeah, they are doing incredibly well so far. Up in P7, that would be a huge start for their championship.
Maybe, again, I don't know this Masco gentleman or anything in between. If they are actually an AM driver,
sure.
Or if that's just what they signed up for.
Sure. I will say that their lap times, they're not setting a light. Last lap was a 2:03.7, so I mean, not incredible pace, but I mean, that obviously could have just been a bad lap. Fastest lap of 2:03.1, that's not super quick, but again, the track started green, and it's probably not evolved too far, so.
Probably just now getting into it. No, it still says from my end here.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, 25 degrees, 25 degrees. Track.
Let's hop on board with Sean Connery, who is right on the back of Payan. Just lifts into 130R. Oh, Payan with a little bit of a Civic. Connor was just a little bit too far back, but I think it's gonna. No, not gonna get the better run on the main straight.
A lot of curves.
Yeah. Honestly, I'd just be thanking my lucky stars if I'm in the Porsche and I took that many curb and that many corners in a row, and I'm still facing the right way.
Watch these close battles like this.
Ooh, Sokolov and Lindner with a little bit of a door bang there, and I don't think Lindner cared for that too much.
I don't think so either. Usually flashing like that is either a oops, I'm sorry, or okay, what are you doing?
Or, every time it's just a hey, nice to see you on track. But I don't think it was that this time.
I don't think so either.
Oh, and Leonard lost another going through the uphill there at the end of the S's. Giannia slid through. This is another, not as large, but I mean, we're a little spread out. It's still close, and this does include Timothy Jadubal, who's moved up to P22 now. Oh, and we'll get that on the replay.
This is a misbreak.
Yeah, that's absolutely what it's going to be. Yep, definitely way too late. Oh, almost got stopped in time, but yeah, I didn't see the brake lights lighting up until they were about a car length after the curving, which is...
It can be challenging when you're off track, trying to get back on, trying to make sure you're rejoining safely.
Absolutely. And that was Gutra getting by Martins. Sparrow is past Jake's and now up into P20. So recovering, Sparrow and Jedabal are both recovering nicely. And Wojcik is in the pits already. Yeah, I don't know if there was an issue that we missed, but I didn't see any yellow flags.
Either.
I'm assuming that's maybe just pitting out of traffic.
Probably. If you're really stuck in that front pack, like you were saying, and it looked like a bit more cork in the bottle, as again Spangler is the one with the fastest lap at a 2:01.9 now.
And more importantly, he's by Toff. Which, I mean, passing that Nissan is nothing easy to do because that thing is a rocket on the straights.
Real challenging when you get the tires to last.
Yep.
Minutes and 30 seconds.
Shot and frame, Jadubal is in P21. Them and Sparrow. Jadubal spun Sparrow and did the very sporting maneuver and gave all of the positions up. Sparrow had dropped almost to the back of the field, and Jadubal did the same to give the position back. So that is why they are both fighting up and around P20. I mean, we have so much going on track right now. Sparrow's now up to 18. Jadubal's right behind him, P19. So yeah, they are really moving up. And at this point, if you're Jadubal, you just stay right behind Sparrow and just keep eating those positions. Yeah, I certainly don't want to miss a pass for the lead, but there's so much going on around. And Wop on here with Masho is whirling all over the back of the S's. We are getting some more spread from the field, but we still have, I mean, there's at least 4 or 5 decent pockets of drivers all next to each other. Oh, Worley tries to go around the outside. Cannot get it done. Good defense by Masho. Really brave enough to try to pass under the brakes in a spoon. No, that is a very hard place to pass. But is going to get up the inside. Oh, is Masho going to get a little cut back there? I don't think this is done yet. How brave are you? Oh, how brave are you?
You're alongside.
Oh, Masho backs out.
Back out of it.
The smart move.
Yeah, that camera angle was
It was close.
there for a second. Say,
Go ahead.
Payan and Connor and Paves are all in a good
Yeah, let's
battle.
I think Connor's got a run here.
Looks like it.
Oh.
On the inside. Squeezing a little wide.
Was that a little bit of a Porsche moment there?
Yeah, a little bit.
It was, and Paves goes through as well.
We got a change for the lead. Spangler's making a move on the inside.
We'll stay with it for now, but we'll try and run that back. Has it through the Dagners. A little wide there. Let's run that back so we can see how that built up. A little bit of a mistake there. Ooh, and which just created a really big issue.
It's just a little wide.
Yeah, and that, oh, then Spangler just got the nose in. Yeah, at that point, it's the
hard though to not turn in at that point too.
Yep. Car didn't give it up easy though, even after the mistake.
No, and it was again, Jeff was patient with it. You were saying earlier during the broadcast that the S's are one of your veins here. Because if you mess up one corner, it messes up the next two, and that's effectively what happened there.
Yeah, definitely. Yuri was fighting Masho there for the AM lead. They're very close together.
Very close, yeah.
Oh, that car that was behind Connor just a little too late on the brakes. Has to take to the escape. We have a yellow for Jania, and that looks like in the chicane. Oh, just nope. That's a weird place to get a spin.
That almost reminds me of my load cell failure that kept me out of this weekend. You break once and it breaks a second time for you.
Yeah, that was certainly an odd one.
Barrow and Jabidal, or Jabibal. Dyslexia will get me every time. Still currently working their way through the field.
Yeah, I think they had hit a point where they were in some clean air for a few seconds. And they're just about to cruise up to the back of Herrera. I mean, these Connor Paves and Payan, I mean, they're all so close to each other, and it's... Oh no!
Good job holding the brakes.
Yeah, absolutely, and
Stuck in a really bad spot, though.
Oh, yeah, because that's...
Good save.
Some are going to go back, some are going to go forward, that's...
Right on the
Yep,
racing
and
line.
now got it back off of the racing surface. I couldn't see Martinez there for a second because that Ferrari is so much smaller than the Nissan.
I was watching that battle while the incident was going on at Spoon, and Toth almost made a move. I think it was into 135R. I always get the number mixed up.
130R.
130R, thank you. He's thinking about it. He's thinking about it. This car guy is doing very well to defend, especially for, to my knowledge, the first race that they've had with Delta.
I thought they raced last season, I'm pretty sure.
I think they did, yeah.
Yeah, they did.
not been that naughty, because that's usually the drivers I remember.
Yeah, this fight for a podium is close. Toth has dropped a little bit back off a card, but I mean Martinez is all over the back end. Gonna do something I should have done before the stream started. I am going to check the pit stop delta time for Suzuka. And we are looking at 63 seconds a stop will cost you tonight. At least. That's probably the optimum number.
Chick did his pit stop was 64 seconds.
So he was very on it.
Yeah.
And he does have the fast lap in the race, so that's kind of what I was getting at, the gap I wanted to look at. It's 64 seconds off of the lead. But we'll have much worse tires at the end of the race than our current leaders. Oh, that was very close. This is Lindner, Sparrow, and Jadubal, who are all within less than a second of each other at the moment. I think Jadubal might be able to get up the inside here. And will. Oh, gonna have the shorter line through there, but Sparrow will have the inside going to the next corner. And had another small tap, but Jaduball's gonna make it through.
That outside line too, space.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's the great thing about turns 1 and 2 is you don't have to defend the inside every time, because that outside line does become the better line if you can hold it. Oh, that is...
It's not good.
That was too often. I think we...
It was contact.
Oh, yeah, the contact with two cars in front of Sokolov. Sokolov just had nothing to do there.
It's a shame, but this is motorsport.
Yeah. Well, that car is beat. And at some point, Yuri has gotten in front of Masho for the AM lead. So we oh, that is a huge slide from Connor. That even brought out a yellow flag for a second, but holds on to the position. We're gonna have to look at that.
Yeah, that's pretty spectacular. I saw the caution.
That was sick. Oh man. I think the saving grace there is Payan had to check up.
Yep.
But to even hold from that initial slide is huge through that corner. And now Jadubal's setting up Lindner, and yeah, Lindner doesn't fight it too hard. We have some more pitters. We have Campbell, Sokolov, and Paves in the pits. Just
A little early, but not terrible.
no, it's certainly reasonable. Again, if I felt like I was being held up by traffic at this point, I would be in, certainly.
Or hoping that the traffic ahead of you hits.
Yep. Oh, Martinez is going for it around the outside. Oh, that was very nicely done.
Yes,
But it's not over.
It's not.
Oh, and Martinez goes out
grass.
on the grass. Oh.
Kept it out of the wall, though.
Yeah, that was going to be an absolutely incredible move.
So it was an incredible move.
It was. Yeah, we can't take anything away from that.
I'm still impressed that he kept it out of the wall, too.
Yeah.
The grass in that corner just kind of sucks you into the wall.
And this is showing Jadubal.
Stuck. Yeah.
Yeah, it's showing that he lost position. I'm guessing he maybe got in front of Monteagudo at the chicane and going to lose position back to Lindner. Nope. Oh, he stayed in it the whole way. Yeah, I feel like if I'm Jadubal, it's I got to pit out of this now.
Yeah. Bryce Sparrow didn't try it behind him.
Strategy. Yeah, I agree. And we have Blake,
really well.
Blake and Martins into the pits.
Sparrow did really well in our endurance race. He did an alternate strategy that put him ahead of 2 or 3 cars. Combs was betting he wouldn't make it to the end, and he did. He got a podium out of that.
Oh no!
Dear.
Connor gave Masho that was a couple taps and put him around. It's so easy to do in that corner.
It is.
I feel like sometimes in that corner, even if you nail your braking, you still go deep. It's a tricky one.
That looked more like it was under acceleration.
Yeah.
Again, all it takes is someone in front getting a little squirrely and lifting unexpectedly.
Yeah, or just the TC cutting in too much.
Yep.
Yeah. Toth is in the pits, and I believe they're gonna come out definitely behind Wojcik. Wojcik is right now 63.5 seconds behind Jeff Spangler. And Spangler did a 2:03 last lap, so obviously had some sort of issue. I wonder how much room do we have to stop here? They'll be moving soon. I don't want to miss any on track action.
Stop for 32 seconds. He's leaving his box.
Yeah, we'll
That's the
see
first
where.
box to
And Wojcik is
64
Wojcik
seconds.
easily clear.
Yep.
Almost 6 seconds clear. Oh my goodness. I don't know what the gap from Spangler to Toth was at that point. It could have been around 6, so wow. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
Spangler is, unless there's a mistake, South had a great pit stop. If I were betting on Spangler making a mistake, I would lose every time.
That's very true. And we have Herrera with a stop and go 30, and Carr peels into the pits from P2. And that'll give Martinez the chance to possibly stretch their legs a little and put in a fast lap or two to maybe do the overcut. So this will be our weather balloon, because I believe the gap is like 2.8 seconds from Spangler to Carr. So we'll see where Wojcik comes out in relation to Carr. Wojcik is continuing to eat into the gap. It's 62 seconds now. But again, everyone else is going to have much better tires for the rest of the race.
It is hard to pass around here, so if he does get ahead.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Especially with all McLarens at the front, too. There's no real advantage.
Car is moving. Go back to Wojcik. Well, I think Wojcik has it easy. Yeah. By 5 seconds. Over 5 seconds. Wojcik is putting in laps right now.
He's within 61 seconds of Spangler, so.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's a small combination of the track starting off with so little rubber on it that everyone had to overwork the tires in the first stint just to, you know, try to get good lap times and, you know, obviously stay ahead of the rivals. And now the track is way more rubbered in, and that Wojcik was just able to just pound laps out.
I have some interesting news.
Oh?
Coming to you live from Suzuka, Missouri. We have light rain scheduled in 10 minutes.
Wow. I wonder if anyone fueled for the majority of the race. But I feel like with 10 minutes, dries are still okay.
It's 10 minutes light rain, and then in 30 it's back to clouds.
Okay.
So we may see
Interesting.
people try to get on slicks.
I feel like the majority will try to do it on slicks. Now we're back to a familiar battle, but this time it is Toth and Carr, and yeah, whew. That Nissan, I tell you.
I'm glad to see it back.
Yeah. And we do have two in the field. Jake's is also in it. We did highlight that on the truck talks, but I do want to highlight that again, that we do have two Nissans. Oh, car went a little wide through. Oh. And I believe that was Martins that came out of the pits in front of them.
Yep.
The car's going to hold it.
Little elbows out there. But you really don't want to lose that position to Todd before the S's.
No.
It's stride.
No, and in general, you don't want to be behind that Nissan anyway.
Big arrow grip.
Okay, so our top 7 have not pitted, which is Spangler, Roscosh, Worley, Yuri, Lindner, Sparrow, and Jakes.
Interesting to see what the rain may do and cause them to pit. I mean, they're going to have to pit, so...
Yeah, I don't know if... I guess if you're fueled for it, you can maybe try to... Roscosh is it. You can try to hold out and see if wets are necessary.
I doubt it. I
don't think they will be.
Go
ahead.
I was going to say, I think we're going to just drop into greasy conditions.
Yeah.
We'll see how everyone does with that.
I agree. I think what's
done their homework to know wet fuel modes and C values and everything like that.
Yeah, I think what's most surprising here is that we have this many drivers that are fueled to go this long.
Yeah, this is quite a bit of fuel.
Yeah, we're getting close to the 20-minute mark left, and yeah, oh, look at those clouds. Let's hop on this battle. Oh, I think that was Pareto went a little bit wide at 130R.
to seeing the rest of the season. Actually, if it's this tight all the way
Oh,
through.
I'm not lying when I say that I did I broadcast 4 or 5 of the 6 races, I can't remember, and they were all spectacular. It's great racing.
Wish I could take credit for it, but it's really just the drivers on the track.
Yeah, without them, we'd be nothing.
Barrow still hasn't hit yet, to my knowledge, and he's helping to fit.
No, we're still the top 6 still have yet to pit. Spangler's in. Okay, I was gonna do something that no broadcaster should ever do. I have to use the bathroom, but I am absolutely not doing that before we see how this shakes out. I mistakenly did not go before we started. Oh, this is gonna be so close. I'm still surprised that Sparrow hasn't got out from the back of Lindner. I feel like he's been there for at least the last 10 or 15 minutes. And Jakes is also in. Spangler has to be moving. He is. Where is... Wojcik is out ahead. Well clear. Martinez got Spangler.
Wow.
Toth got Spangler. Wow. Pitting early seems to have been the move.
I think I'm going to take some notes on that, honestly.
I think it was... I do think undercutting in general is strong, but I think with the way the track conditions worked out, I think it made it even stronger.
I think that's really what it was. Starting from a green track and then working your way up the average lap time, slower at the start of the race and faster towards the end.
Yeah, because Martinez did a 2:08 last lap. That is a scorching lap time.
Yeah, 2 minutes flat, 0.8, yeah.
And for reference, Wojcik, who is our provisional leader, did a 2:02.4. So I have a feeling Wojcik's tires are going to be screaming a little bit at the end of the race, whereas the chasers are going to be hoping that they can use that to their advantage. Okay, I will be back in 30 seconds. I know you can handle it for that long.
I believe so. Update a little bit. The weather is not showing rain on it anymore, which I have no idea what ACC does with weather half the time. I think it's chaotic at best. So we may not actually see that drizzle. I thought we were going to see something. Watching the car. Car within half a second of Spangler. Part of the front battle that we had earlier. Rory's diving into the pits finally for his stop. Their stop. Wojcik is ahead of Martinez with the fastest lap still. Putting in about a second a lap faster than Wojcik, so they're definitely going to catch each other before this race is out. Whether or not Wojcik can for that.
Alright, I hope I didn't miss anything too important.
Not really, I just gave a small update.
Nice.
It does look like the rain is not forecasted, so I don't know.
Well, it maybe fell off of the... oh my god, I can't remember what it's called. It just fell off of the timing. It could be one of those things where it's going to be a very short bit of rain.
I could maybe see that, yeah, if it's just a quick splash. There it is.
Oh,
Right
yeah.
now,
That's a decent amount of rain.
fast immediately, too, so... Now it's green.
Yep, I think it's going to go greasy immediately. That seems like medium rain to me.
apologize if I've got that wrong.
I cannot see. Well, now that I'm seeing the windshield of Piant, that does seem light. It might just be my graphics settings that made it look heavier. That doesn't seem very heavy at all.
Interesting. So Sparrow and Worley are both in the pits now.
The one thing I could see them maybe doing is doing pumped up pressure dries to try and keep the pressures up and temperatures higher. I don't think that they're going to go for wets.
Well, also, no, I don't think that at all, but this lap is going to be slower for everybody else, so this is not a bad time.
No. That's a very good point.
My worry would be heating up the tires afterwards. We have tire blankets, but it's always a little tricky.
I think that was Connor that we saw take to the escape road there, and that's yeah, just probably the smart move there.
Yeah, especially with a wet line and not knowing exactly where the brake points are.
Yep, need to run that brake bias back a smidge. Martinez. Oh, don't do this to me, game. Okay, it's back. I don't know why, but sometimes when I'm broadcasting races, cars will disappear.
That's not good.
Well, it's better than what happened in the season finale last season where one person's car was glitching so bad I could not get it to stop. I can't remember what I did to get it to stop, but it was infuriating. But
when that happens on track.
Technology! This is the fight for the provisional league because Lindner has not pitted yet.
Martinez is faster right now.
Yeah, that's definitely the tires, but I think
Checks wide.
Lindner's
Is he gonna send it on the inside?
Oh no. I'm not sure. Oh, Wojcik is absolutely struggling right now. No. Oh no! Oh
trying to go into the pits?
I couldn't tell. We're gonna take that again.
Yeah, I think he was trying to get.
Yeah, I think he was, and he just didn't have the grip and clip the grass. Oh my
then
goodness!
He spun around and that's gonna be a retirement at that point.
Yeah. Oh man, he was having such an awesome race. That undercut was incredible.
It really was, yeah.
Now we have Spangler. Toth. Now we got him back. All over the back of Toth, and I feel like that Nissan is probably an absolute handful in these conditions. And I feel like I think we might be heading for a wet track.
It's damp.
Yeah, I
don't think it's worth. Well, it's early in the morning. It's not going to dry out.
No.
So
it's one of those things where how comfortable are you, and how comfortable are you giving up another minute? And I don't think anyone is. We have yellows out on track. Oh, we got 3 yellows out on track. It's Jetball, Yuri, and Worley, and Oh, Worley, I think, just turned in a little bit on Jetball there, and
that gets collected.
Yeah, I think that, I'm not sure who that was that came up from the rear.
Really did a good job staying out of it, but he's just now recovered and dropped all the way back down to 15.
Who hasn't pitted a shot in frame? It's just Lindner. I'm sorry if that was not a new comment and I already answered that question. And he's in the pits now. Now that is the big question. Do you maybe take wets on like minimum pressure?
I mean, if you planned it out, it would be the ideal one at this point.
I think so. I think that would be the play. Obviously, Lindner's not going to be fighting with our leaders, but it's still fighting for a good points finish.
Yeah.
Was that? Toth went wide? Toth went wide into turn 1. You had a very healthy gap on Spangler there, but just went very wide. And we could see a nice drift there from Martinez. Oh, my game's freaking out. Gosh dang it. I'm going to have to figure this out. Okay, I'm going to do something I don't want to do.
Password.
That didn't fix it.
Linder is coming out in 11th.
Oh, okay.
Let's see if I can see what tires he's on.
Okay.
It doesn't have the yellow Pirelli symbol, right? It is a wet tire.
I think those are. Oh, I don't know who that was. That was Giannia. Taking a trip across the grass. Yeah. Oh, yep. Just spun that rear right, I think.
Oh, and Yuri, you're both hitting.
Yeah,
We're calling it.
I think with 10 minutes, I just don't know how you can make up a minute, though.
It's difficult, but given Gianni is spinning again, given that level of difficulty driving, it'll make sense. Plus, it's only 26 degrees, and the sun is not out.
Yeah.
It's not going to dry up. I'm going to stay down. The rain has stopped for now for 10 minutes, but given the risk of staying out for that, I mean, of course I say this, and right now I'd be like, no, I'd probably try and hold on to my slicks a little longer.
Yeah, I think if you made the decision already, which a couple seem to have, obviously you're stuck. But I think you're not going to get killed if you're on the wets. Now, obviously, we still have 30 cars on track. That can drive quick, but like you said, there's no sun, so that is just not going to help at all. I wouldn't be surprised if this is the track condition we kind of end with.
You can see it going up to Greasy. I think this is going to be roughly what we are for the next 4-ish laps or 5 laps to the finish.
Yeah, our leaders last lap 214s and 213s, or 250 up to 216s. That just kind of depends. We had a 212 last lap. Jadu Ball and Sparrow, loving the conditions. Sparrow at 210. This is our battle for P6 with Payant and Connor right up on the rear wing of Pareto.
Again, it's tricky because there isn't, yes, the racing line's drying out. Off the racing line, still wet, so trying to get anybody under braking is just super risky.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I had that in an endurance race at Barcelona one time where we were just faster than the cars ahead of us because we had a very unfortunate incident at the beginning of the race, and trying to pass people into turn 1 on the inside was impossible just because of the level of wet difference. And yeah, this is absolutely the same thing that we'll have here. Not nearly as wet, but do you really want to risk a 2-wide in 130R or through turn 1 and turn 2? It's a very risky proposition right
now. It's like Chavez and Alush are,
and I think
going side by side in this move.
Oh, Payant and Connor side by side. And Connor gets through.
Good points up for grabs.
gap at the front is shrieking rapidly. It is under a second.
I will say Linder did just put in a 2:08, so the wet does seem to be 2 seconds faster.
Absolutely working right now. Linder could...
I think he had the best strategy.
Yeah, I don't know if there's enough time to maybe sneak it into the top 5, but...
I don't think so, but it's still, in terms of the strategy call for this race, I think making those wet
yeah, I think
the right call.
Depending on how well they can clear the traffic, maybe up to P7. But I think the track is going to just start coming back to the slick drivers more and more. But again, Linder could have taken the strategy of just minting the pressures all the way across, which will preserve those wet tires a little bit longer because they won't overheat as quickly. But I think with the track conditions we're looking at, that they're already overheating.
Well, didn't they correct that, where you can no longer do...
You can max them, and you would get maximum grip. But if you min the pressures, they're still going to overheat on a drying track, but not as quickly. Yeah, I don't know how well it really works. It's not something I've ever really tried too much.
Yeah, there was some exploit last season that everybody was talking about.
Yeah.
Where they just maxed out the pressures.
Yep, you can max the pressures to 30 psi, and no matter how hot they got, you would still basically get the best grip possible. They did fix that 2 months ago. Well, it would have been at some point during the last season it got fixed.
Yeah, it was, I think, right after that Zolder race.
Mm-hmm, that sounds about right.
Oh, Sparrow's making
Oh!
Spangler's making the move, excuse me.
He's got it. He has it.
He does. With 4 minutes to go, he took the lead.
Well, you can't say he didn't work for this one. Yeah, you can see that the line is really drying. Yeah, Linder's advantage is gone now. Everyone else is around the 208s. I think we're just in that crossover period now.
I'm surprised if it switches over to 3C here in a second.
Let's hop to this battle for P6. Still Pareto, Connor, and Piant. Not quite battling, but they're so close. Oh, but let's check it on Jake's on Campbell for P16, which would be for P2 in the M class, with Deluge just a few seconds in front.
That's quite a lot of wobbling on the outside there. It's safe though. It's really hard to get the power down. Made it easier in the Nissan, but it used to have a ton of turbo lag that made it really difficult to accelerate out of any corner.
Tell you what, Martinez has not given up the gap. Oh, we're gonna go for this. This is a 1/10 second gap. Oh, Connor's going for it there on the outside. Nope.
Had to exit, but he'll park on the apex.
Oh, Connor's gonna have it under power. Oh,
Oh,
maybe. Oh, this is gonna be a drag race, turn one.
Pareto's got it right now.
Yep.
The draft may help a little bit.
But they're gonna defend inside, so Connor's gonna have the better braking line. But can't make any headway, but switches back onto the inside. Oh, and
Pareto, that was a little tight there. Yeah.
I think they left like the exact car's width on the inside there. I think that might have been just like the most perfectly judged defensive
around the
maneuver.
outside?
Oh.
It's alongside.
Oh, and it's going to turn to the inside.
Get the better. Oh, no, okay. He's backing because he's worried about Piant. Of course, Jadru Ball's there at the end, ready to pick up the pieces.
Oh, man. Oh, the Porsche, that little slide.
This Porsche's really pretty good at the wet conditions.
And to keep track out front, the gap has expanded to a second.
Yeah. Tina's still holding on, trying to keep.
Martinez with a drive-through. Martinez has a drive-through.
Track limits.
It has to be. There's nothing else it could be. What does a drive-through lose you at Suzuka? 28 seconds.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
No. That'll drop Martinez down to P6, or no, P5.
You wouldn't serve it, though. You don't know what it'll issue.
I believe it's 122nd penalty.
Oh, if you don't do it?
I believe so.
Wow, okay.
Or no? I always mix these up. I think it's a 30-second penalty. It's a 30-second penalty. I would serve it, but I don't think they can. Because they're on the last lap. They're on the last lap. So yeah, they're gonna take they'll take a 30-second, but I think that'll be the same outcome for them. Connor, when he gets by, it's so bad. I mean, at this point, if you're Connor, how hard do you push it knowing that there's 3 cars behind you if you make a mistake?
He's really trying to work that exit better.
Absolutely working it.
May try and send it in the hairpin here. You have a caution in the hairpin.
I think that's probably the move, but if you get offline, how much more do you need to extend your braking?
Far back now, yeah. See if he can get it on power. It's a tight battle.
Yeah,
We have our leader finishing. Spangler
Yeah, he is.
place.
Absolutely well earned. Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no!
Connor tapped Pareto and spun him around. You hate. I think Pareto's recovering okay. They are back going, so.
Yeah.
But they did lose 4. They did lose 4 positions.
Yeah.
And that is our top 3 of Crossline. Spangler, Martinez, Toth, Carr in P4, Roscosh P5. I can't. We have to stay with this battle. Jadubal couldn't get Payan under braking, and I don't think they're going to have a better exit.
I think Payan's got that Porsche power coming out.
Yeah. Connor might have the run to the line.
Nice.
Nope, not quite. Likely wouldn't have held it anyway, but would have been interesting to watch. And then behind that we have Lindner coming across the line in P11, Sparrow P12, Worley in 13th, Pavez. Illusion, Porsche. Oh, yes. Garrity and Gooder, they're under a second. We also have the cars that have left have also crossed the line as well, and now race control is freaking out because people are leaving the server. But our race isn't over.
It's not, nope. I think Garrity's still going to end up finishing behind here, but if there's any mistake in Peter.
Yeah, Gooder could just outbreak themselves, but they have it perfectly judged. Good clean exit.
A good half second. It's not enough, unfortunately.
No. And yet Gooder will hold on for P19.
Bravo. Last of the points finishes.
Well done.
P20. Yep.
Well done. What a race. Unbelievable. I I know you can't script things in ACC.
Cannot.
But I feel like you guys get so close to throwing that into question with the way some of these races work out.
Some of the help is really from there's a Leonid Schnugel, I want to say is how you say his name. He does ACC race control, as well as he's got a website / app that allows us to predict the weather a little bit better based on what we enter. So then we try and do it based on percentages. So this week I'm really surprised it rained. We usually try and avoid that on the first race of the weekend. I want to say it was a 95% chance of no rain.
I did look earlier. It was 75% chance fully dry.
Okay.
I think it was like 22. No, it was 22 mixed and like 3 full wet. Okay. So we hit into basically the 1 of 4 because we got mixed, which is, hey, that's statistics.
That's good. Yeah, we did well to have that come out that way.
Yeah, the full wet would have been a nightmare.
Yeah, it would have been. This track is really challenging in full wet conditions.
Oh, it is tough. It is very, very tough. Oh man. I think I said this at the end of last season that DRL races are always bangers, and I mean this was another one. This was a thrilling race.